it, baby. Oh, yeah.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. I'll touch you if you touch me.
Broadcast for a special news bulletin. In his speech on Thursday, the president said he remains cautious but optimistic regarding the recent alien visitation. He urged all citizens to avoid taking any actions that may seem aggressive, such as discharging firearms or making lewd gestures.
Fuck yeah, I'm back, baby. Shake it, baby. Oh, yeah.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. I'll touch you if you touch me. Don't talk, drop to your knees, and I'll show you what the fuck I mean.
Oh yeah.
If you're over 18, then it's on. I don't give a shit if you live with your mom. I know you heard about me.
Kick ass.
Little lady, don't you say maybe, then I can leave right now. Let's get naked, shaking money maker, baby, I'ma show you how. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
You.
I'll touch you if you touch me.
Hell, I'd still hit it.
Hey everybody, this is Jigsaw, and finally it's here, the review of Duke Nukem. It has been over a decade since we got our hands last on Duke Nukem, and it was Duke Nukem 3D. How did Duke stack up after 12 years and aging and modern shooters being released now? Let's find out. Now first off, I'm not going to make a Duke Nukem it takes forever joke, because that's been done so many times I think it's pretty much worn out, and you get the idea. It's been way too long. So Duke Nukem is kind of a throwback to the older shooters, to shooters like Doom and Wolfenstein, and basically Duke 3D, which is pretty much fuck you and your modern shooters. We're going to do it the way we want to do it. That's how they've been billing this whole thing, and it's caught my eye. I mean, it's Duke Nukem. Who the fuck doesn't like Duke Nukem? He's the best action hero in gaming, in my opinion, because he's just such a badass. Right off the bat, you notice the graphics are kind of disappointing in the end. I mean, the graphics are moderate to too good. I've seen a lot better on consoles. Even with older games on the consoles, I've seen much better graphics. So that was disappointing, especially with Gearbox releasing Borderlands and being one of my favorite games, and they had a really unique graphical art style with that. I was really disappointed, and that kind of really let me down throughout the entire game. I'm not gonna lie. This game was pretty horrendous for taking this fucking long. I get it. They kind of probably rushed it in the end to get it out, but they really, just simple design choices really would have made the game a lot better. I mean, let's just start off with the story. It's a Duke Nukem game, so you're not going to get the multi-tiered layer stories like you would in Assassin's Creed, or character development like you will in Uncharted, or stuff like that. Christ, even Battlefield Bad Company had more of a story so much than this game, but I think you kind of expect that with a Duke Nukem game, so I can't really fault it for that. Pretty much is, aliens came back that Duke kicked their ass way back in the 90s, and they've come back for revenge. They kidnapped all his babes, and you know how Duke loves his babes, so Duke decided to go on a killing spree and follow them. Yeah, that is the story. There's nothing more deep or provoking about the story. The voice acting all around is pretty horrendous, excluding Duke. Duke's voice acting is still top notch, but everybody else's is pretty horrendous. I get it, it's supposed to be cheesy, but there's a level where I'll take good voice acting, bad voice acting, and cheesy voice acting. And it was really disappointing to see the voice acting that pretty bad, and especially with the lip movements too. It was so out of sync at times. It was pathetic. I mean, it got to the point where the girl was talking and her lips weren't moving, and it was just so bad. It's just simple shit that really is annoying about this game. Duke doesn't say he wants to convert to modern shooters, yet he's got a regenerating health bar called his ego meter, which I thought was kind of clever, but still, regenerating health bar. You can only hold 2 weapons, which I also thought was bullshit if they're going to go retro. You got to be able to carry all the weapons you want. Weapons aren't anything new or innovative. I mean, yeah, there's a freeze gun, there's a shrink ray, but this is nothing we haven't seen in games before. There's no new great toys of destruction to play around with, which was also disappointing. Controls are exactly what you expect from a first-person shooter. What really makes this game is more Duke's voice acting, which gets a little bit annoying after a while because he starts repeating the same stuff in scenarios that don't make sense. And I think actually what I had the most fun was with just because he has things for different objects. There's so many interactive objects you can do with Duke, which is pretty much what I spent a lot of my time was looking around at interactive objects to hear his funny one-liners. Duke takes pot shots at games like Halo Reach and Call of Duty and Valve games and Half-Life. So I thought that was kind of funny how Gearbox kind of threw all of those shots in at other games. I mean, the multiplayer, then you get to the multiplayer, it's horrendous. If you can find a match, first off, I spent 10 minutes loading a match. It's not just the PS Network that Stormsync was talking about if you watched his review. It's also 360. I mean, some people are like, well, it's just your connection. I have a bunch of friends who have also had the same problems. But your connection, dude, stop making excuses and trying to defend the game. Don't get me wrong, I love Duke, and don't get me wrong, I love retro games. One of my favorite games of all time is fucking Duke Nukem 3D. I have it on the PC and I have it on my 360, and I've played them to death. I love retro games. It's just so disappointing that this game did not live up to all the hype. This is literally the most hyped up piece of crap I've ever played in my entire life, and I really wish I didn't spend $60 on it. Overall, Duke Nukem gets a 5.5 out of 10.